This week we're going to take a look at the corn balance sheet, both for old crop and for new crop. We're also going to take an updated look at planting progress across the U.S., as well as the short-term weather trends, and wrap things up with a long-term review of December corn futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We're at tail end of May here and we're approaching Memorial Day weekend. We're going to take a bit of a different approach this week and highlight the balance sheet for corn. Let's take a look at that at the moment. Now, Memorial Day is the unofficial start of summer, and of course that means it's a volatile growing season time period. We got a lot of numbers on this sheet here. What we want to do is zero in and look at old crop first. Look at the trend in old crop carryout as well as stocks to use. 2 years ago we had a stocks to use ratio below 10%, as we did a year ago. However, this year, notice that increase. The carryout's increasing from less than 1.4 billion bushels to over 2 billion bushels, or in the case of ATI, slightly below 2 billion bushels. Key message, carryout is increasing, price is declining. Let's now look at 24-25. We've highlighted here both yield and ending stocks. Several different scenarios, a low yield, a trend yield, and a high yield. Look at those carryout ranges, all the way down to 1.259 for a low yield, 8.5% stocks to use, to as much as nearly 2.2 billion bushels and nearly 15% stocks to use. That's a potential recipe for volatility here as we start the unofficial beginning to summer. Here's the key message as we highlight here. Avoid price prediction as you go forward here into this growing season. Manage price movement and defend your balance sheet in conjunction with your Advanced Trading trusted risk management advisor. Let's now shift gears now and look at planting progress across the U.S. Nationwide progress as of Sunday was surprisingly high at 70% as producers made really good progress, 21% from the week before. We're now just slightly nationwide behind the average of 71%. Let's take a look at the recent history of planting progress here. Notice the slope to that line jumped up quite a bit. The only year that's been faster, in fact, over the last 10 years for this week was 2 years ago in 2022. Now, over the next 2 weeks we've highlighted here, on average approximately 18% of the corn is planted between May 19th through June 2nd. So, of course, that's going to be highly contingent on the weather. Speaking of the weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. We're starting out this week looking at the last 14 days of precip here. Notice it's kind of a mixed bag. Some areas have been drier the last 14 days, have given a window, if you will, of planting. Some areas still maintain some wet conditions. Let's now take a look at the short-term forecast. Now, as you approach Memorial Day, it's going to get wet here this week. This is starting Thursday, Friday, and extending into Sunday, Monday, all across that green area here, anywhere from a half to an inch and a half of rain. So quantify that the next 7 days, a lot of different colors on that map, but basically it does look like it's going to be a rainy week, particularly the further north you go and the further south you go. There is some light at the end of the tunnel in terms of planting, however, as we move into that last full week of May, beg your pardon. Forecast is going to be drier as a cool front moves through. So let's quantify things over the next 2 weeks. Rainfall the next 2 weeks here, you can see, again, a mixed bag, a bit wet up in that northern plains area, but mostly normal across the heart of the Corn Belt and a bit dry actually in parts of Kansas. Let's wrap things up this week taking a look at long-term trends of December corn futures. December corn, as you tape here on Tuesday, trading near $4.80 a bushel. Again, as we start the key part of this growing season here, we strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.